Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome back to DCTV, where I am your host, Drew Collins, bringing you all sports-related news in the greater Cincinnati area. If you are new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button as we are still on hashtag Road to 1K. As of when I'm uploading this video, I'm around 5 subscribers away, so we actually might hit it when this video goes up. Even if we are, make sure you're still hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notified anytime I upload a video or a live stream. Leave a like. And then comment below. Make sure you're debating in the comment section what you think about the video and, Jessie Bates and all the topics and what video you want to see next. Now, before I get into everything, obviously this isn't my actual setup. I am in Florida right now, not at home. So, in about 2 weeks, I will be back home in Cincinnati, back in the tri-state. So right now, this is just what's happening, but we're going to work with it. Now, getting into today's video, you see the title, Jessie Bates, JB3 is the title of the video. And we're just going to talk about how he's essentially, the past 2 seasons, has been a monster for the Cincinnati Bengals and what he's going to do in 2020 and throughout the future. But just basically talk about how he's been slept on and swept under the carpet from national media. Now let's get into today's video. Jessie Bates has been anything but a young stud for the Cincinnati Bengals. He was drafted back in 2018, 2 seasons ago, with the 54th pick. And man, he has been above and beyond than what the Bengals could have picked at that pick. And he's been a beast. He came out 6'1", 200 pounds, and he was only 21 years old. And he still came out and made a huge day one impact. And I believe a big thing about this video, a big topic, was just his age. He came out of Wake Forest, 21 years old, started day one, and made a huge impact for the Bengals. And we're going to get into the stats. So at 21 years old, he played all 16 games. He had 3 interceptions, one of those being returned for a touchdown, 7 pass deflections, 73 solo tackles, and over 111 total tackles in that season. So a rookie season that was amazing for a second-round draft choice, and he just made a huge impact at such a young age. Now, he obviously didn't win Defensive Rookie of the Year, but he still was chosen for the 2018 All-Rookie team in the NFL, which deservingly is respected. But still, I feel like he was just not in national media. I feel like you still didn't hear about Jessie Bates on ESPN and all these, mainstream medias. And unfortunately, it's just because of Cincinnati and how much hate we get towards the national media. Well, you get into last season where he then turned 22 years old. He then played another full season at 16 games, had another 3 interceptions. Another 3 interceptions. He had 1 forced fumble and a fumble recovery, 71 solo tackles, and ended with 100 season total tackles. So back-to-back 100-plus tackle seasons. He had back-to-back 3 interceptions. He had a fumble recovery, and 2 seasons, 21 and 22 years old. And he had a defensive all-rookie team under his belt as well. So through his first 2 seasons, he hasn't missed a game. He has 6 interceptions, a forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and 200-plus tackles in 2 seasons. As a 21 and 22-year-old, now 23, that is incredible, and I don't know how it's not being talked about outside of Cincinnati. I mean, he has made a huge impact, and in 2020, with what the Bengals have done this offseason, he only has more talent around him. Now he's paired up with Von Bell from the New Orleans Saints, who that's going to be a huge, combo safety deal at forward safety and the strong safety. And then you have Sean Williams, who just had a captain badge a year ago, is now going to be a backup, I guess they're going to fight for it, but I don't see him starting anymore. Then you had Sean Williams set. Those 3 guys are amazing safeties, are definitely top 15 caliber safeties already in their career. Although Sean Williams is a little bit more of a veteranized on this Bengals team because he is one of the older guys, especially in the secondary. He might be the oldest secondary player on the Bengals. But, this safety duo squad, I don't know how this isn't being talked about because they're going to do big things in 2020. Just wait on it. I probably am going to do a video of the dual safety between Von Bell and Jessie Bates. They have a bright future here in Cincinnati. I believe Von Bell is a 3 or 4 year deal. Jessie Bates is still on his rookie contract. He's probably going to get an extension here the next few years. These 2 safeties are going to be long-term safeties for the Cincinnati Bengals organization. And so team chemistry, their potential, their game day talent is only going to improve as the years go by. So you can only imagine what's the ceiling for these 2 guys. Now, honestly, I want to come on here and make a bold prediction by saying Jessie Bates honestly could be a Pro Bowler in 2020. Now, obviously, a lot has to go his way, and for the Bengals defense, for that to happen, because you can't have one of the worst defenses in the league and, be easily chosen for the Pro Bowl unless you are a top 5, top 3 guy. So that's got to happen. You're going to have to prove himself. More turnovers, either more pass deflections or, maybe some forced fumbles that, decide to happen this year. And I think he could be in the Pro Bowl, if not 2020, 2021, 2022. I mean, the guy has a long time to prove himself, as he's only going to be 23 this season. And a big reason why I think you're going to see a lot of improvement with Jessie Bates and the Cincinnati Bengals defense is because look at everything that's happened in this offseason. We got DJ Reader from free agency. We got like 3 to 4 day one game playing linebackers in the draft. You have Von Bell, who's coming over from the Saints, who's probably going to make big plays as soon as he hops onto the field. I mean, this is a whole new look defense who is, one, really young besides Geno Atkins, Carlos Dunlap, and Sean Williams. Really young. 2, versatile. And 3, what I say a lot in my live streams, young and hungry and ready to play. These guys are going to be fighting for starting spots and playing time in 2020. You also have to expect a lot of new formations to be thrown out there. I mean, 3-4s, 4-3s, maybe some 5-2s. I mean, I bet the Cincinnati Bengals defense is going to be very versatile in formations that they throw this year because there's so many new players on this team. Obviously you got the old veterans who's hold down the defensive line up there. But besides that, linebacking and secondary, this is a whole new look Bengals defense. I mean, Mackenzie Alexander and Trey Waynes holding down the corners, and then you got Von Bell and Jessie Bates, holding down the safeties. These are young guys who are ready to go out there and play and make plays. And it's just going to be very interesting to watch because I think this is only going to help Jessie Bates. Because even though he's only 23, at least he's been on the team for already 2 years and has made a statement already in his career. So he's going to be able to tell guys to go there, tell guys to go do this. Unlike last year where he was kind of just left in the open to, miss recovering tackles. Obviously, that's a big thing with the safety position, but the Bengals couldn't make a tackle at all last year. If it was Drake Kirkpatrick or whoever it was, they just couldn't wrap up. And so he was always put in positions, and that's why you see his tackling total 100+ in his first 2 seasons in the NFL, which is insane. Now, looking over 3 big points why I think he has a high roof in the NFL, a high potential ceiling. 1, he's been very durable. First 2 seasons, he's played every single game and a lot of snaps. You'd love to see that. 2, he's been consistent. In his first 2 careers, 100+ tackles, 3 interceptions, and a lot of forced fumbles and turnovers. That's huge to already have. And 3, he's shown signs of just being a game-changing player and someone who can take over the league. So with those 3 things, you cannot, let alone to think that he could turn into something big. Maybe a future Pro Bowler or All-Star on the NFL and the Cincinnati Bengals organization. Now it is your guys' turn to let me know what you think about Jessie Bates. What kind of stats will we have in 2020, and will he make a Pro Bowl? You guys let me know down below. Make sure you're still using that hashtag Road to 1K as we are approaching it. We are so close to hitting that. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Who Dey, stay you, stay true.